Hello everybody and welcome surprisingly back to my playthrough of Sonic Adventure. I know, I'm actually doing it. We're continuing on Knuckles' story, and I'll be honest, I think this is gonna be the one where I lose my marbles. See, Knuckles' story, for the most part, it's more straightforward than Sonic's, if that makes any lick of sense. Like, I'm literally just running around doing a bunch of random nothing because if I just run through and get to the levels, well, you don't really get to see how much Knuckles' story kind of incentivizes you to just explore around, if that makes any sense. Knuckles' story, at least for the most part anyway, you really do just do nothing. Like, just exploring the hub world as Knuckles, you don't get Sonic. You're incentivized to run around the hub world. You'll find like additional upgrades, kind of like this one.
You've got the shovel claw. Now you can dig through dirt and stone. Press the jump and action buttons simultaneously.
Anyway, as I was saying, we got the shovel claw. We can dig, by the way. Yeah, that's pretty much all it does. So like I was saying, Sonic story, you're incentivized to explore. You can get additional upgrades that aren't really integral to the story. That's a monkey destruction switch. That's very on the nose. By the way, you don't gotta throw it at the monkey, but I did it anyway. Anyway, no, Sonic story, you're pretty much incentivized to explore because you can get additional upgrades that aren't integral to the story. Like, it's not on the linear path. You're not gonna be led to the upgrade, is pretty much what I'm saying. Knuckles doesn't have any of those. I mean, he technically does, but that's a story for another day. But for the most part, every upgrade you're gonna get from Knuckles is required to progress the story. You're not really gonna find anything extra out in the hub world, not to like late game for its story, and even then, it's really not worth it, and you can always just go back in like after you beat the story and get them, and it changes nothing. So I don't do any of that. I just go and get it directly. But anyway, you carry the switch, open the gate, you go to Knuckles' version of Red Mountain, which I argue is the easiest treasure hunting stage in the game. Yeah, that's saying a lot considering how relatively easy the first two are. This one, this is almost ridiculous. Last time I decided to cut around, me just running around like a loser not finding them, but I mean the first one is literally directly behind where you spawn in the level. And I mean, like, pretty much every time, there's gonna be an emerald piece up there. It's insane. It says a whole lot when the first two levels aren't difficult and the third one is somehow easier. Like I said last time though, if you just follow Takal's hints, I know people don't like to use the hint system, but if you just follow Takal, which, yeah, spoilers, her name is Takal. I don't know if I mentioned that in any of my previous parts, but I record these so infrequently, I don't know anymore. But you know, if you follow Takal's hints on where to go, you're going to find the emerald piece almost like immediately. Like, it really doesn't take long at all, and people don't like to use the hints because, you know, they think they're cheap. And when we get to Sonic Adventure 2, there will be a slight incentive to not use the hints, but that's a story for when we get to Sonic Adventure 2. Now follow the hints and you literally find all the emerald pieces in no time flat. These last two, I didn't even technically need her, but I just decided to cheese and do it anyway. Yeah. These last two pieces are so easy to find that I'm pretty sure if you're just horrible at platforming, you'd run into these completely by accident. Oh, where's the second one? Good thing we got that shovel upgrade, and there it is. And where's the last one? Immediately after that, you're probably wondering. No, you're not, because you see the radar, you know where the radar's telling you to go, and it's incredibly easy to find it. It's not climbing up this wall, but I chose to do it anyway. No. I'm not really... I don't really have many opinions on the treasure hunting stages when it comes to Sonic Adventure, as I do when it comes to Sonic Adventure 2. Here's the last piece, by the way. When we get to Sonic Adventure 2, I'll really tell you how I feel about these stages. Sonic Adventure 1, I don't have much of an opinion on them. They're here. That's about it. They're here, and rarely at that. You beat all of them in just no time flat. Well, anyway, after that, guess we should head off somewhere back to the ruins. There's really nothing here. I mean, there's Knuckles' Master Emerald Shrine that we can visit, but I mean, you've seen it in Sonic's story, you see it in Tails' story, you see it in every story. It's whatever. You don't actually ever really have to go back there. Later in the game, you can see the Master Emerald slowly be reformed. But that's not really important here. You don't need to see that right now.
The train headed for Station Square will be departing soon.
Ah, who cares? We're not going back there anyway.
There's Sonic. Eggman was right. What's that in his hand? It looks like a piece of the Master Emerald. He has no right to have that. Hey, Knuckles! Whoa! What do you think you're doing? All right. Put him up. Hand over the emerald now. That's not gonna happen, buddy!
And so we get to play Knuckles' version of this fight now. It's Knuckles' version of this fight. I really have nothing to add to this. It's literally the same fight you play as Sonic and Tails, just from Knuckles' point of view. That's it.
Oh no! Oh jeez! Oh no, the Chaos Emerald! Eggman, what's he doing here? Uh-oh.
That's all there is to it. You guys are too easy.
That's a Chaos Emerald.
First come, first serve, they say. And you serve me too well for your own good.
You can't get away with this! Knuckles, did you let him trick you again? Like you weren't? Smooth move, Knucklehead.
I've got 4 emeralds now. Here, Chaos. Come here, my hungry.
Now look what he is!
No problem. I'll make him eat dirt.
Now we get to fight Chaos 4 as Knuckles. It is the exact same as the Sonic version of this boss fight. Yeah, the only difference is Knuckles has a harder time jumping on enemies because, you know, he's Knuckles and he can't do anything right. No, I'm not putting the shut up meme here because you expected it. But, Knuckles, you're not really incentivized to jump on it as Knuckles. You're more incentivized to wait for him to come up and punch him in the face because Knuckles has a punch combo. You're pretty much never going to use it. I mean, no, that's not really true. You are going to use it, but I mean like the linear sense. Kind of like how when you're playing Sonic Story, you're never really going to just casually jump on an enemy to defeat it. You're more than likely just going to use the homing attack. Knuckles, you can jump on enemies, but you have a punch combo. There's no enemy in this game that requires you to use the punch combo. He just has it to feel different. It's okay. But no, using that as my preferred way of playing this boss fight. Because from personal experience, that punch combo, literally has a better hit range than if you just try to jump on Chaos's Knuckles. Yeah, funny that, right? So I don't even bother trying during this boss fight. This is the fastest way to get it done. Just go through the motions, let Chaos do his little attacks, and then when he surfaces from the water, you can attack him, and yeah, so on and so forth. It's Chaos 4. I didn't really have many opinions on this boss fight with Sonic. I didn't have any opinions on this boss fight with Tails. I'm not gonna have any opinions on this boss fight with Knuckles. It is what it is, and you still awkwardly just stand halfway in the water, even though earlier you were sinking. Gotta love it.
Behold my flying fortress, my creation, the Egg Carrier. Beware, Chaos's true power is yet to be unleashed. We shall meet again!
Hurry, Sonic! What are we waiting for? My workshop's cooked, so let's get the tornado and go after him.
Good idea. Hey, Sonic. You go on ahead without me. I have some things I need to take care of. No problem, Knuckles. We'll take care of everything here. Let's move.
Well, anyway, after we had to watch the same cutscene for the third time now, we have to now take Knuckles off to his next little adventure, which is leading him a little bit more the way we never really go. Just kidding. We've been this way in all the other stories. There's nowhere you go with one character that you don't go with the other characters. It's really to a point where you start to realize just how monotonous this game can be. But I love it all the same. I love it all the same. Yeah. What I'm really doing is just randomly running around, just for the sake of running around, because like I said, if you just play linearly, I can't speak, there's really nothing to Knuckles' story, like, in the slightest. You know, if you don't stop and run around for a second, you're really not playing it right. You're really not playing it right. Yeah, this is just me padding. I hate to admit it, but this is just me padding out the episodes. And you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Do what you gotta do. Anyway, you take the trolley car back to the jungle, because now it's time for Knuckles to get his next upgrade. Where is it, you ask? Well, it's a good thing Knuckles can glide over the trees to find out. Seriously, this makes clearing the jungle 10 times faster, not counting the space you have for the trees you can walk on top of, which to this day, I'm still convinced you're not supposed to be able to do. But since you can do it anyway, you just glide over and take the trail up about this way, and what do you find? May just be something you'll never use. Go past this weird house thing. It's weird, don't know what this could be for. Anyway, it's weird. Is this? I guess I'm sorry. This is such a weird structure. It's such a weird structure. But I mean, you can climb up to the top of it though, kind of, unless you're stupid like me and fall off it. And yeah, nice little viewpoint of the entire jungle. Nice, nice, nice. And you can use it to get up here a little bit easier, because up here, if you run up this way, well, I think that's generally how you're supposed to do that, but you know, I wouldn't know. I never do anything the same. Up here you got
Now you've got fighting gloves. To store up power, hold down the action button. Now you can do the maximum heat Knuckles attack.
And just what is the maximum heat Knuckles attack, you may ask? A charge attack. That's all it is, really. Just a charge attack that, like I said, unless you are dedicating your entire time playing as Knuckles to actually using his combat system, which majority of people are not, you don't really know what this is about. Anyway, you now have to go to the temple. Yes, you know where we're going. I don't have to spell it out for you. And guess we'll just go in and play Knuckles Lost World. Snake's not open. It's pretty weird.
Two stone
Oh.
statues. The door to the past.
Oh no! Yes, you have to collect crystals like you did to access Ice Cap and Windy Valley to access Knuckles' version of Lost World.
Two stone
Hooray!
statues. The door.
Joking aside, they're not hard to find in the slightest. If you take Knuckles and run a little bit towards the left side of the jungle, you should find this little clearing path up here that leads you to this auspiciously placed ladder. No, really, why is this here? Like, what is the in-universe reason for this giant ladder to the entrance of the jungle? It's weird. Anyway, up here, at where you came in, is this little gold statue thingy that they expected you to see when you first got in here. I purposely ignored it, because, you know, spoilers, you don't want to go through that. Anyway, you know, that's right at the start. They make it clear where it is the second you get in, and, oh, that's interesting. It's like you can dig there. Gotta remember that. But no, they make it very obvious what you have to do from the second you get to the jungle, and yeah, you know, I appreciate that. Most games would have just been like, hey, good luck. But no, Sonic Adventure tries its hardest to be straightforward, an easy time. It's not an easy time mentally for one of the characters, but we'll get to that when we unfortunately get to that. But anyway, after we get that first key, now what we're gonna have to do is go a little bit more towards the middle of the jungle, which 9 times out of 10, depending on the character, you're never in this section because you're either completely flying over it or speeding through it at breakneck speed. No, really, like I said, Knuckles' subworld really require you to take some liberties, because if you try to play Knuckles like you did any other character, you get nothing. Anyway, no, but that little dig point we saw earlier, remember that? Yeah. That's gonna be something. That's gonna be something really, really good. Because if you come all the way back to it, if I can find it, because man, I have no memory. That's weird. No, if you dig in this little spot here, oh look, there it is. Don't know why it was buried in that super obvious spot where something might be buried. Like seriously. There are several explorers in the Mystic Ruins looking for stuff. You would think, and I do mean you would think, the ancients would have buried stuff a little bit further away so people like them can't find their hidden stuff. But anyway, you put the silver stone into the thing, and well, you guessed it, it unlocks the door to Knuckles' version of Lost World. Eventually. Is it open? Yes, it is. It unlocks Knuckles' Lost World. But that's gonna have to wait till next time. Yeah, so you know the drill. If you liked this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment your opinions on just everything. And I'll see you next time when we tackle Knuckles' Lost World and continue the story.